formally introduces himself to its master, revealing its name as well as its loyalty to the Kenpachi from Zaraki. In chapter 114, after Kenpachi's battle with Ichigo, he actually tries to listen to his Zanpakuto, but he is unable to hear anything as he passes out. Nozarashi physically manifests and appears before Kenpachi in chapter 668. It seems as though his Zanpakuto has taken the form of his former lieutenant Yachiru. Nozarashi tells Kenpachi that if he uses the Zanpakuto correctly, then there is nothing that he cannot cut. She touches Kenpachi's hand, which appears to release Reiatsu, as she reveals that this power is what is referred to as Bankai. It was thanks to Nozarashi manifesting that Kenpachi was able to unlock and activate his Bankai. In chapter 577, we had seen the Shikai release of Kenpachi's Zanpakuto. His blade had taken the form of a giant axe, and it was quite an impressive release. We know that the key emphasis surrounding Kenpachi's blade is that it has the ability to cut through anything, and this is demonstrated in chapter 578, where he uses his Shikai to split a meteorite in half. So with Kenpachi being able to effortlessly cut through anything, how is this motif instilled into his Bankai? Well, we finally get a glimpse of Kenpachi's Bankai in both physical appearance. The spiritual energy that is released by this activation levels nearby buildings, and when the dust settles, we see that Kenpachi now has red skin color. He has grown horns from the top of his forehead, and he has these distinctive black markings all over his body and his face. He resembles an Oni, which is a creature that exists in Japanese folklore. It is pretty similar to what we would describe as a demon or an orc. From the traditional folklore tales, Oni are known for being evil in nature, and they have a deep-rooted lust for murdering and devouring others. Stereotypically, an Oni is often colored in red, wearing very little clothing, and having those distinctive horns growing out of their head. The appearance of an Oni signals great misfortune, as they often come bearing plagues and illnesses, as well as earthquakes and wars. And in these Japanese folklores, they are known to have destructive power. And lastly, Oni are known to have a craving for human flesh. It is said that they can eat a person whole with a single bite. It is evident that this appetite for human flesh is correlated to Kenpachi's desire or lust for battle. While in his Bankai state, he adopts the traits of these creatures of folklore. We see Kenpachi unlike we have ever seen him before, as he has activated his full potential and in effect goes full berserker mode. Kenpachi's blade also transforms into a modified version of his Shikai. It is considerably shorter in size with jagged edges, which makes it appear as though the blade has been cut in half. After this transformation, Gerard states that Kenpachi has undergone a rapid rise in spiritual pressure. He also degrades Kenpachi's blade, as he states that that broken blade cannot be a Bankai. When the Sternritter is about to attack him, we see Kenpachi's demonic face, as he easily cuts off the Sternritter's right arm. By utilizing his Bankai, we see him demonstrate incredible physical strength and cutting power. With a single blow, he is easily able to topple a gigantic Gerard Valkyrie. When the Sternritter attempts to counterattack, Kenpachi easily cuts him into two. Hitsugaya and Byakuya were standing by comment on the situation, as they state that it would be best to maintain their distance from Kenpachi, as it is evident that he cannot be reasoned with in this current state. From what we can see, it is evident that this is a very unrefined Bankai transformation, and it is one that Kenpachi has very little control over, and we're not entirely sure whether if he would even attack his own allies if Gerard wasn't on the battlefield, as it seems as though he is just blindly attacking the strongest person in front of him. When Gerard reforms and activates his holy form, Kenpachi tries to continue the battle, but his right arm effectively bursts, as Nozarashi appears and apologizes to Kenpachi, as it seems as though his Zanpakuto had released too much of his power and his body couldn't handle it. Because of this, Gerard is able to turn the tables and pin Kenpachi to the ground. This effectively puts a stop to Kenpachi's Bankai state, as we see him in the following chapter back to his normal self. While in his Bankai form, Kenpachi was mindlessly attacking the Sternritter, with very little care about the consequences to his own body. It is a stark contrast to his appearances throughout the story, as we see him fight with his fullest potential. He has so much power that it is destructive to his own body. From this brief glimpse that we had of Kenpachi's Bankai, it is evident that there is a lot of room for growth. We know that the epilogue of Bleach takes place 10 years after the end of the 1000-year Blood War arc, so it would be interesting to see if Kenpachi has refined and mastered his Bankai in that time, as we do see him make an appearance within the No Breaths from Hell special chapter. So we're at the point in the video where I want to hand over the discussion to all of you. What did you think about Kenpachi's Bankai transformation, and what are your theories about its powers and abilities? Do you think that it's just a plain...
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Shikai, that's a great Shikai because he was putting in that work. He took out about 3 or 4 of them little dudes and them little